Hey folks, just out and about on the MT10SP today. Actually ridden over to Yorkshire, and I'm on my way to see a chap that sets suspension up on motorcycles professionally. So I'm over here today. He's going to set up, this one has 3 manual modes and 2 active. I generally use active modes, but I want the different settings, one for touring, one for general daily use, and one for track setting up. So that's why I've come over today. So it's been a funny old ride, a little bit of rain coming over, but it's starting to get more blue sky and drier in the afternoon today. You may ask why, because it has, on the SP it has electronics O-lins. It has different suspension settings, so 2 active and 3 manual, so I want him to set the sag up on the bike for my weight, which really you need doing on every bike, even if you buy a new bike from the dealership and then you take it out the showroom, it's not set up for yourself, and the difference is it's chalk and cheese. Makes such a huge difference. So stay tuned, and I'll give you more of a rundown on the SP and what I think of it, more of a review on the way home. Okay, so we've just left the suspension man, and took a bit of figuring out with the electronic suspension to get it set up right. But we now have M1, M2, M3 all set up, and the important thing is the bike's now set up for my weight, so the sag's been all set. The front was okay, but the back was way too soft, so basically when I was going over a bump it was just very bouncy, and the rebound and compression was wrong on the rear, in the manual mode anyway, not in the auto mode, because it automatically does it for you. So yeah, very happy. Every time I've taken the bike to this guy and I've ridden it away, within about 100-200 yards I can actually feel a difference, and the bike feels more planted on the road. So yeah, I'm happy. I'll put the guy's link in the description below, so anyone wanting it doing and you're in the Yorkshire or that kind of area, give him a shout. He's called John, really knowledgeable guy, knows what he's up to. So we're going to head back the scenic route, and yeah, I just want to give you my thoughts on the MT10SP. Had it for a while now, and I originally wanted it because the MT09 didn't have enough power for really overtaking, and I was more used to 160 bhp on the Kawasaki ZX-10R that I had. So yeah, I thought I'd give one of these a go. I mentioned in my earlier video on the suspension and things that is it worth the extra for the full O-lins, the TFT dash and the fancy colour scheme, R1M inspired colour scheme. Basically for me it was. I was just talking to the suspension guy before, and really for the cost difference you could never get near buying the front forks and the rear O-lins shock for that money. So yeah, it is value for money. Just the ride really, you know, if you ride it in automatic, so A1 mode or A2 mode, it's constantly adjusting the rebound and compression on the bike to roll with the road surface, whether it's bumpy or smooth. So it's a really plush ride, really nice. Originally when I was looking for this bike, I looked at the 44 Teeth video of the launch, the MT10SP launch that Al Fagin went on, and I'll put a link as well below to that video. Have a watch of it if you're thinking about getting an MT10 or an MT10SP. Really good video, and I think they use it on road and track. Things that I added to the bike, So I added the touring screen because I'm 6'2" and don't like too much of a wind blast. Is it any good? Yes, it's okay. I still get a little bit of buffeting around my helmet, but that's over 70 on legal speeds anyway, so it's pretty good. It keeps the wind blast off me, mostly anyway, off my body and everything. Because I'm going to do a bit of touring on this bike. Come summer we're going to do a Scottish tour and wherever else I can get to this year. The other things added to the bike was the Akrapovic end cam, just to get that sweet noise of the cross-plane crank engine to come out. Radiator guard, and I also had a back rack on it to put my top box on, which I find really handy to carry stuff in. Other things I like to get for the bike, hand guards they do for the touring edition. It'd be nice to have them today actually, with it being a bit cool. I might put them on, I might not. I've added some Chinese copy levers, blue and black, to match the blue on the bike, and that's about it really. Some RNG crash protection, which is good stuff, so if I do drop it or put it down gently on a drive or anything like that, it's not going to damage the bodywork or the bike. The bike is a hooligan machine if you want it to be. It will basically wheelie in first 3 gears, absolutely, providing you got the traction control set in 2, 1 or off. If it's in 3, the wheel will just really make a little sniff of a lift, and then it'll put itself back down just by reducing the engine power. And so it's got, like I mentioned in my last video, it's got traction control 3 modes, power modes 3 modes, and modes A, B, C and D, which you can all configure yourself, but you can change most of the modes on the fly when you're riding along. One great thing, cruise control, there we go. So cruise control, which is really great if you're touring or if you're on a motorway, although it's getting harder to use cruise control even in a car these days because there's too much traffic on the road and you have to keep stopping and braking and speeding up and to try and keep with the flow of the traffic. So but I like it. It's a good feature, and I think most bikes should have it on. I've got my my heated gloves on. These are the RST Smart Heat System Thermatech, I think they call them. These gloves have got a battery inside that lasts about 4.5, 5 hours on the low setting, but they just keep your hands nice and warm. I find them better than heated grips. Heated grips you tend to grip on harder, and then it cuts the circulation to your hands. Also, I've had too many pairs of heated grips in the years and they don't last the winter for some reason. Either that or they drain your battery and flatten your battery. So the other thing that the MT10SP and the MT10 from 217 had was the Yamaha quick shifter system, which you can turn it on or off, or even not use it at all and use your clutch even when it's switched on. So we were just discussing that when you buy a new bike from a dealership, the suspension's not set up for you, and they don't tell you to go and get it set up or offer to set it up for you. So yeah, highly recommend trying to locate one. Like I said, I'll put John's link in the description below, and yeah, give him a call, contact him if you want it doing. Price wise, it varies from bike to bike, but it's about 30 or 40 quid I think to get it done, but it is like night and day basically, and like every bike I've had it done. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about how to do it yourself, but it is an art, and he knows what he's up to, so yeah, give him a shout. It's starting to rain a little bit now, so the camera lens is going to get covered. So yeah, catch you in another episode.